everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how I overcame my internalized stigma towards antidepressants. And trying to remain so strong, I know it's good if I'm alone, I got it, So I think it's important to start off with a little bit of my story. So at this current point in time, I am diagnosed with complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or CPTSD, and borderline personality disorder. Although borderline personality disorder is being questioned and it is potentially going to be swapped out for autism. So the medications that I'm currently on for my mental health are antidepressants. I'm on venlafaxine for my mental health. I've also been on sertraline, which is another type of antidepressant, but I was switched because sertraline was not working for me anymore. The big thing is, I didn't want to go on antidepressants. I had this feeling in my heart that antidepressants were for the weak. And that was because I was told that for years and years and years of my life, and I never really understood that it was an internalized stigma and I was preventing myself from getting better. And it was only when I went into hospital following a suicide attempt that I spoke to one of the student nurses, and she encouraged me to go on antidepressants. And I thank her to this day, and I don't think she watches my videos, but if you do, then you know exactly who you are. You encouraged me to do EMDR and you encouraged me to go on antidepressants. And I think you are definitely one of the biggest reasons I am going to be celebrating my 3 years into mental health recovery. And I feel that I need to say thank you to you, basically, but I obviously can't contact you. So if you do come across this video, then thank you for encouraging me to go on antidepressants, because it has literally changed my life. So in terms of how I overcame it, I just weighed up the pros and cons. I said to myself, what are the pros for going on antidepressants? And I looked at the research, and I'm a very research orientated person. So I looked at the research for antidepressants, and it said that it can take time for them to find the right one for you and things like that. And actually, when I went on sertraline, I was fairly lucky at the time, because I went on sertraline and then it was pretty much the right one for me. And it was only 2.5 years down the line that it stopped working as well. So I had to then change it. And I feel that I was fairly lucky because sertraline is also a first line of antidepressants. It's not one that they are scared to prescribe or anything like that. So I was on sertraline for about 2.5 years, and yeah, it did me good. And then it started making me over happy. I was having a lot more mood swings. I was going really, really depressed and really happy about an hour after I'd take it. And then I was struggling to sleep, and I was having pretty much very intense mood swings. I noticed that. So I contacted my GP and I asked them to switch it. And they've now put me on venlafaxine, and I've been on venlafaxine for about 1.5 months now. And they are reviewing it every month as to the dosage. I'm currently on 112.5 milligrams, but I do believe, and I'm hoping to be able to get that put up to the one dose above that, because at night, I take medication in the morning, but at night I'm still having a few a few kind of darker thoughts sometimes at night, and a few more, not dark thoughts I would overdose, but more dark thoughts I just feel lower in mood at night. So I feel that going up one more dose would actually really kind of help it. And going up one more dose wouldn't be the top dose, it would be kind of in the middle of their doses. So I feel that they wouldn't be too scared of prescribing the additional dose. So I looked at all of the pros and cons, and obviously one of the big pros was the fact that antidepressants have been proven to help people with depression. And at the time, obviously, I was in hospital and I was very depressed. And at the time, I was on mood stabilizers and I was on antipsychotics. I was on a lot of medication, and that medication was making me extremely tired. It was making me extremely I was putting on some weight. It was just not good for me. I needed a complete medication overhaul. And it was good that I actually went into hospital, because they were able, I went into hospital following just me stopping my medication and thinking I was better, and then leading to an overdose, and yeah, all those things basically, which basically obviously wasn't very good. And because I was completely off my meds, obviously obviously not weaning, I just stopped taking them. And because I was pretty much completely off and all the meds were out of my system, they were able to start from a clean slate. And they said to me, oh, we can start giving you like one of these, but I think you would benefit from sertraline, or I think fluoxetine was the other option. And I was given the information leaflets for both of the different medications, and in the end I said I want to try sertraline. So I tried sertraline, and as I said, it worked for 2.5 years, and I've only just recently changed it. So if you were struggling with the decision as to whether to go on antidepressants, or if you're struggling with a decision as to whether they're right for you, I would say definitely give it a go. Like, antidepressants are something that can be used in the short term to treat a short-term depression, or they can be used in the long term, like for me. So I would definitely recommend trying them and seeing how you feel. Obviously you don't have to be on them long term like me. You can be on them for a couple of months and then like go to talking therapies at the same time. But I definitely feel that being on antidepressants and doing therapy has made me a lot more welcomed to therapy. Like, I've gone into therapy and I've, you know, been able to have a bit more of a level-headed mind and been able to accept the therapy, whereas when I wasn't on the right medication, I wasn't able to listen to the therapist, and I wasn't able to really accept the fact that they were trying to help me. So that is it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed listening to why I had such a big internalized stigma for antidepressants. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video so it can go to more people and my channel can be pushed out to more people. And also, don't forget that I believe in you, even if nobody else does. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
I can't believe